What happens when a secure empath meets an avoidant? Let's talk about that. In another video, we talked about what happens when an anxious, preoccupied empath meets an avoidant. Today, we'll be talking about what happens when a secure empath meets an avoidant. So, attachment styles don't necessarily define a personality type. So, what I mean by that is, say, for example, someone with an anxious, preoccupied attachment style. They may be an empath. They may also be a narcissist. They may be a codependent or something else. That's what I mean by that. So, someone who is an empath, okay, someone with a good sense of empathy, they may have any of these attachment styles, okay? But today we're talking about what happens when a secure empath meets an avoidant. Now, someone with a secure attachment style, people with secure attachment style, just by virtue of being a secure person, generally, they have a healthy sense of empathy. They feel safe in their own emotions. They're not overwhelmed by other people's emotions. They're pretty secure with themselves. So, where an anxious, preoccupied empath, who we talked about in another video, what happens with an anxious, preoccupied empath is they have a tendency to be attuned to other people's emotions. That's the empathy part. But then they'll get caught up in those emotions, right? They will merge and get entangled with their partner's emotions. And then they're going to have this burning need to fix and rescue. They think it's something that needs to be fixed. Say when their dismissive avoidant partner is pulling away. And an anxious empath is going to see this. See this as something that needs to be fixed. And this is where they fall into codependency. A secure empath doesn't do that, okay? A secure empath feels safe in their own emotions, and they're not going to get overwhelmed or entangled by another person's emotions. Here's what a secure empath does differently, okay? So instead of getting entangled with their partner's emotions and having this need to fix things, right? They see it as something that needs to be fixed when their partner pulls away. Instead of that, here's what a secure empath does differently. They provide empathy and space that is steady and calm and available, okay? They know how to hold space, and they know how to witness, be attuned to another person's emotions, be attuned to their partner's emotions. They know how to witness that and understand it without overstepping. That's what makes a secure empath different from an anxious empath. The secure empath doesn't fall into this need to fix things and rescue and seek validation. So what we're going to do is let's look at this chart for comparison, okay, between let's look at what anxious empathy looks like versus a secure empath. So, okay, it starts off the same for both of them, right? They're both empaths, okay, so it starts off the same. I can feel your emotions. I can feel your emotions, right? But they go in different directions from there. The anxious empath sees this as something that needs to be fixed. When their avoidant partner is pulling away, they think, I need to fix this. Where a secure empath can remain calm and say, I understand. Okay? An anxious empath becomes merged and entangled with their partner's emotions, where a secure empath holds steady, calm space that's available, right? An anxious empath will lose themselves in another person's emotions, in the distance in the relationship, right? A secure empath holds their own identity. They do not lose themselves in a relationship, in another person's emotions. As an anxious empath, say when their partner pulls away, an anxious empath will feel overwhelmed. Therefore, they become overwhelming. And this just creates more distance, more tension in the relationship. Where a secure empath, they know how to witness, they know how to care without overstepping, right? So, yeah, when a secure empath meets a dismissive avoidant, they become involved with them in a relationship, in a partnership somehow. When the avoidant pulls away, the secure empath is going to pick up on that shift, and they'll check in, and they'll have some understanding, right? But there's not going to be this dying need to see it as something to fix when an avoidant pulls away. Yeah, there'll be a desire. There's gonna be some curiosity, right? They're gonna want some resolution, but they won't fall into this panic of needing certainty, right? And an avoidant may find this. Here's the thing: an avoidant may find this more attractive, right? When there's less pressure. Okay, they don't feel all of this pressure to open up from a secure empath. Okay, because a secure empath is able to understand and witness and care without overstepping. Okay, without pressuring. Now, I'm not saying that an avoidant will come around 100% of the time with a secure empath, but what I am saying is that an avoidant will feel less pressure in these conditions that a secure empath can provide in the relationship. So the avoidant, because there's less pressure, they may become more comfortable over time. So I hope this was helpful. I hope I brought some good into your life today. If so, please like and subscribe. And please share your thoughts and your stories in the comments. Any questions, drop them in the comments. Let's get the discussion going. And if you think this video might help somebody, please share it with them. And until next time, you take care. And I'll see you in the next video.